went to Webster Groves, played from 2002 to 2006. Yeah, I think that's 4 years. so, so I played then. I actually started football in my 8th grade year of middle school. I was always the bigger kid, so I never could make the weight limit for the JFL team. So started 8th grade year. My freshman year, we had about 60 kids, so I didn't really play a lot. My sophomore year, we cut down. Kids quit, do whatever, move away. So we ended with about 30 kids, and I played a little bit more. My junior year, I was behind a couple upperclassmen. We had an inter-squad scrimmage, and some of the kids didn't show up, or a couple of linemen didn't show up. So coach was like, "Hey, Leon, where you at?" Because I didn't answer. I was like looking around like this, and then he came and said, "You want to play or not?" I was like, "Yeah." So I jumped in, and ever since then I've been a starter. So I've been a 2-year varsity starter. I was a all-conference, Demetrius Johnson All-American. From there, I had pretty high academics. I went to McCluer College and played 4 years there. I was a 2-time all-conference offensive lineman there. After graduation, I started coaching, actually be exact. My senior and second semester, I was a student assistant for the football program, and I just loved it. So I applied for a few coaching jobs. I got them. I got one of them in particular, DuPo, outside of South County in Illinois. I coached out there for a year where I was the O-line coach, JV head coach, and offensive coordinator. All the OC was just a title. Didn't really give me no more responsibilities. From there, a friend of mine got the head coach at U City, so I went there with him. Bigger school, more athletes, more kids. So I was there for 3 years, and then from there I went to Hazelwood West for a year, and then I went to Kansas City where I was a head coach at Southeast High School in Kansas City. And then I moved back this summer, and I got the head coaching job here at McCluer North.
Oh, you gonna be stuck with the JV fresh joint, boy. The fresh joint. Boy, that came, bro.
So being a new group of kids, new staff, new administration, and all of that, I try to find time to meet with kids on a one-on-one basis, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a face-to-face meeting, and just talk about things outside of football because the world's much bigger than just football. Obviously, I want these kids to all be able to play college football and have success, but I mean, when all that's said and done, there's life after football. So I want them to be able to look back and say, my coach sat me down and, he was real with me. He told me about this, that, and the other. So that's big. Also to build that relationship with guys. We do things that aren't football related. Like, one day we played basketball. I showed them, I got that Steph Curry jump shot. We went out, we had a water balloon fight one time. So just trying to break the monotony of the everyday grind, just to get the kids show them a different side of me that, hey, I'm not all about football. I want to see grow as a person, and I want us to be able to connect on that level of not only player coach, but hey, I'm a father figure to you. You can come to me for anything. All right, so transitioning from where I've been to where I am now, the easiest part for me, for transition-wise, was the amount of kids that we had show up on the first day. I've been to smaller programs, so U City was a class 4, Southeast was a class 2 at one time, then they moved up to class 3. DuPo was a class 1 in Illinois. So I've been to smaller programs, so we've always only had to select from 30, 35 kids at the most. My days at Southeast, before I left, I actually built it up to where we had 55 kids, which was a great amount. Here at McCluer North, we get 50 to 60 kids on the average. The Tuesday we had camp, we had about 75 kids out there. So, that made it all the more better. It made me smile to have all these kids to pick from. The hardest part of transitioning is just finding that coaching staff, finding those guys that are willing to grind with you or willing to match you hour for hour, match you energy for energy, minute for minute, step for step. So, that was a process that I was ready for, but it took some time to make sure that all the guys had the right chemistry and that we were all meshed together so we could have a successful program on and off the field.
Here's gonna be 18-3. That's cool.
Okay, as you get down to me, you want to start breaking down right there. Breaking down, breaking down, breaking down. I'm going to turn the other way, go the other way.
Go. So in football, you can't ever or in life period, you can't ever let your highs be too high and your lows be too low. You want to kind of stay even, keel, and balanced. So with that, do I think that we have a confident group of kids? I do. I think the kids are confident, and so I think the kids are confident wise where if they're making plays and everything are going their way, we're hooting, hollering, and high-fiving and doing this other stuff. When things aren't going their way, they're down, you can kind of tell that in the 7-on-7 and in some of the contact camp we did when we had a rough start. I think my job as a coach is to make sure that my assistant coaches understand that we got to kind of stay even keel. Like, we can get up there sometimes, but we have to remember that it's the other team's job to stop us, and it's the other team's job to score on us. So we have to understand that hey, bad things are going to happen. How do you respond to them? And that's where I come in, where I have to make sure that our kids understand that, hey, very next play, very next play, very next play. That's the most important play in football. That's the most important thing in life is what do you do next? When bad things happen, how do you respond? When good things happen, how do you respond? And you never want to let go from a high to a low, just that way. And that's what kills us. I believe that's kind of hurt them in the past, and so that's one thing working on changing. Just staying that even keel and staying on that straight and narrow route.
Drive! Good job! Let's go! Throw it down! Ball! Get it out of the ball! Hey! Y'all cheated, bro! Come on! Y'all cheated! Throw it down! Oh, no! Oh! No! Go ahead! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.